Welcome to the class 12 of Medicinal Chemistry 1. Today we will start with Unit 3, that is drug acting on autonomic nervous system, parasympathetic, part 1. In the previous unit, that is in Unit 2, we studied about sympathomimetic drugs or adrenergic drugs, and also we studied sympatholytics or adrenergic antagonist drugs. Now if you consider the parasympathetic nerve ending, there is another neurotransmitter is going to be released, that is acetylcholine. The neurotransmitter released from the parasympathetic nerve ending, hence the name is cholinergic nervous system. These drugs mimics the action of parasympathetic system when acetylcholine binds to the choline receptors. Some drugs are there which shows the similar action, the action produced by the acetylcholine. So such drugs are called parasympathomimetic agents or cholinomimetics or cholinergic drugs. Acetylcholine is biosynthesized in the neuron, that is in the cholinergic neuron. It is a enzyme catalyzed reaction. The enzyme is acetyl transferase. Transferase acetyl group to the choline. Choline actually it is a quaternary ammonium alcohol. So when the acetyl is transferred from the acetyl CoA, so acetylcholine is formed. That is in the cholinergic neuron, the acetylcholine is going to be synthesized. And this acetylcholine in the CNS also synthesized from amino acid, that is serine. But most of the choline used to form acetylcholine is recycled by esterase, that is choline esterase or acetylcholine esterase. This is hydrolysis of acetylcholine into the synaptic space, means the choline, which is actually it is a quaternary ammonium alcohol, to which a acetyl group is transferred and it forms acetylcholine. So reuptake is also can be found here because acetylcholine immediately hydrolyzed by choline esterase enzyme, and again the choline and acetyl will be separated. Again this remaining choline takes up the acetyl group and again it is resynthesized. This is how the acetylcholine is synthesized, that is serine, it is decarboxylated to form a ammonium alcohol. Now the choline methyl transferase by S-adenosyl methionine, 3 times a methyl group will be transferred to form a quaternary ammonium alcohol, that is choline. Now from the cycle, that is usually from the breakdown of glycolysis, glucose is oxidized to pyruvate. Pyruvate is immediately converted to acetyl CoA. So this acetyl CoA, the acetyl group will be transferase by the choline acetyl transferase to form acetylcholine. This acetyl CoA, instead of going into the TCA cycle, its CoA, that is acetyl CoA, this acetyl group will be transferred and it forms acetylcholine. Now most of the biosynthesis acetylcholine is actively transferred into the cytosolic storage vesicle located in the presynaptic nerve ending, where it is maintained with ATP along with calcium and magnesium until it is released. Some acetylcholine remains in the cytosol and eventually is hydrolyzed. only the stored form serves as a functional neurotransmitter. So that is from the serine it is going to be synthesized and it is stored in the storage vesicles. These storage vesicles are located in the presynaptic nerve ending. Whenever it is required, it is going to be released. Now acetylcholine from the storage vesicles is initiated by the action potential. That is when a injury or something goes wrong or something it is disturbed or the neuron is stimulated, immediately the acetylcholine is going to be released. That is the action potential leads to the opening of the voltage dependent calcium channel. So this influx of calcium and exocytosis, release of acetylcholine in the synapse, and the increase in the intracellular calcium can induce fusion of acetylcholine storage vesicle with the presynaptic membrane before release of the neurotransmitter. Same mechanism that how adrenaline or noradrenaline is going to be released. This is also a voltage dependent calcium channel. That is a when injury or something stimulated the nerve, if it is stimulated, the action potential will be generated. That cyclic AMP transfers its messages, so immediately the calcium channels will be open, so more of the calcium will be comes outside, that is from the cells it comes outside exocytosis and releases the acetylcholine into the synapse. Acetylcholine, when it is released, it's bind to the receptor which is called as choline receptors. So it binds and it shows the action. Now the acetylcholine, if it is released from the storage vesicles, it's immediately bind to the receptors which is called as acetylcholine receptors, that is ACH receptors. That ACH receptors are different in composition, location and pharmacological action. Means there are different receptors are there, choline receptors, and their location and their actions are different. So these cholinergic receptors are divided into two types. One is M and one is N. M is muscarinic receptor and N is the nicotinic receptors. So based on this ability to bound naturally occurring alkaloid nicotine and muscarine. Muscarine is a alkaloid, that is a poisonous alkaloid which is present in the mushrooms, that is muscaria. So from that name muscarinic came from that mushroom, Amantia muscaria. And the Nicotiana tobacco, that is from the tobacco leaf, nicotine has been isolated, it is also an alkaloid. So that's why the name nicotinic receptor, N type and M type. M is for muscarinic, N is for nicotinic, and the structure also can be seen, that is muscarine. Muscarine is the poisonous alkaloid which is obtained or isolated from the mushrooms, that is poisonous mushrooms, and this is the nicotine which is isolated from the Nicotiana tobacco leaf. So when the acetylcholine bind to the receptors, the action will be similar to the what this nicotine and muscarine is produce. Now the muscarinic receptor plays essential role in regulating the function of organs. It will stimulate or it will be inhibited the function of organ and maintains the homeostasis of the organism. These muscarinic receptors present in heart, blood vessels, smooth muscles, gastrointestinal tract, that is in GIT, sweat glands and urinary tract. When acetylcholine binds to the muscarinic receptors, results in either stimulation or inhibition of the functions of organs. The action of acetylcholine onto the muscarinic receptors, when it is stimulated, it starts secretion of the salivary glands, that is salivary secretion, and sweat secretions will be there, and also the release of hydrochloric acid from the guts, and the constrictions of the airway of the respiratory tracts. In the inhibition, it inhibits the contraction of heart and relaxes the smooth muscle and as well as blood vessels. The muscarinic receptors, that is M receptors, are subdivided into 5 types, that is M1, M2, M3, M4 and M5. M1 present in autonomic ganglia, where it causes depolarization and also it releases the histamine and secrete gastric acid, that is hydrochloric acid from the gastric glands. That is the action of M1 receptors. When acetylcholine binds to the M1 receptors, releases histamine and also gastric acid secretion. The M2 is found in SA node, that is sinoatrial nodes and AV node of the heart, where it decreases the rate of impulses generation and velocity of the conduction of impulses. In addition, it decreases the contraction, that is contractility of the heart, and these functions are mediated through calcium channel opening and decreases the secondary messenger, that is cyclic AMP. M3 found in the visceral smooth muscles and causes contraction of exocrine glands, and there it causes secretion and vascular endothelial release of nitrous oxide, which causes vasodilation. M4 is similar to M2, their location and actions will be same. M5 is similar to M1, which is present in the central nervous system. The nicotinic receptors is further divided into NM and NN. NM is present in neuromuscular junction and causes depolarization of the muscle end plate potential, leading to the contraction of skeletal muscle. When acetylcholine binds to the NM receptors, it causes contraction of skeletal muscle and also it's enhance the opening of sodium and potassium channels. NN receptors is present in the autonomic ganglia and in adrenal medulla and in central nervous system. In the autonomic ganglia, it causes depolarization and mediate the postganglionic impulses, and in the adrenal medulla it stimulates the release of catecholamines like dopamine, noradrenaline, adrenaline, and also opening of the sodium and potassium channels. Thank you so much.